President Mashatile and Ms. Tumelo Mututwane.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, if we may please get your attention, please ask everyone to settle as we are about to begin with the program. I think let's give another round of applause for that beautiful, magnificent performance we just saw.
Yep.
That is the official G20 song, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you once again for inviting us as I call upon everyone to please take to their seats and let's all settle as we're about to begin with our program this evening. Good evening, Clement.
Yeah, good evening. Are you good?
I'm good. How are you
Yeah,
feeling?
and everybody is seeing each other here and excited to see. So we're going to ask that we just settle down a little bit. We're going to have a moment to connect with one another for the rest of the evening, and we can just start with the official program.
Absolutely. This feels like a reunion of some sort. Everyone that's been working together, doing some great work that we'll be talking about and acknowledging today, wanting to take some pictures. However, once again, ladies and gentlemen, because we are officially about to begin the program live on SABC News, we please request that you may take your seats and settle down so that we may begin.
Yeah, can I get permission, Tumelo, to start naming the people who should be sitting down? Mr. Mahoma Pelo, Mr. Supra Mahoma Pelo, please take your seat. I'm going to mention each one by names. Tammy Dish, please take your seat. Who else? Okay, that works. You see?
That works.
It works.
Thank you, Principal Mashatile. Thank you so much. All right, so with that being said, see that everyone is finding their seats. I think we can begin, right? It's safe to say we can officially welcome you, ladies and gentlemen. It's such an honor to be back on the Ubuntu Awards stage and to spend this evening with you all. Once again, to introduce myself, my name is Tumelo. I'm not a journalist. However, I'm not alone. I'm joined by the amazing and talented President Mashatile.
Oh, thank you so much, Tumelo, and thanks to all of you who are here tonight. It's such a great honor to be in the presence of so many extraordinary South Africans, from the second citizen himself, His Excellency, Mr. Paul Mashatile, the Deputy President of South Africa. There are cabinet ministers here, there are members of the diplomatic corps, captains of industry, and of course, cultural and sports heroes as well. We're looking forward to an evening of delight and celebration as we recognize South Africans who continue to make us proud across the world.
And indeed, on behalf of our official host for this evening, the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Mr. Ronald Lamola, Clement, we say,
Welcome to the Ubuntu Awards 2025.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
So before we begin this evening's proceedings, we all know about what's happened with our soldiers. South Africa recently lost our brave warriors in the eastern part of the DRC on a noble SADC, AU and United Nations sanctioned peacekeeping mission. May I please request that we all stand to observe a moment of silence in their memory, please.
May their souls rest in peace. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. You may take your seats. Well, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is about celebrating South Africans who actively project positive image of our country on the global stage.
Yeah, and the Ubuntu Awards, as we all know, were established by the Department of International Relations and Cooperation. This is 9 years ago, can you believe that? And the whole idea is to recognize South African industry leaders, eminent persons, organizations and citizens for their distinguished service.
That's right, Clement. I mean, South Africa is a nation of incredible people. There's compelling uniqueness to our land and talent, and this all makes us stand out, right? And wherever we'd go and whatever we do. So we just have that thing, man. There's a special thing. What is it called?
Yeah, so they always say no DNA, but what? The young ones?
RSA.
Just RSA.
Just RSA.
And that's
Don't be
something
shy,
we
you
know.
No DNA, just RSA. No
Just
DNA, just...
RSA,
There you go,
exactly.
there you go.
So a very special welcome to our viewers as well across the African continent on SABC, channel 404, our Ubuntu radio listeners as well, and of course those following this auspicious event live on social media platforms.
Indeed, and a warm welcome to the sponsors who have partnered with DIRCO once again to make tonight's event possible. So thanks to each and every one of you.
Yeah, and did you guys hear and enjoy the G20 song
Yeah.
that played earlier on? Wasn't that amazing?
It's beautiful.
Can we clap for
That
that? We all need to know the lyrics to that song because, you know, we are, of course, the G20 presidency is ours this year, so we're going to be hearing that song a lot. That's the G20 song. This year's Ubuntu Awards, of course, coincide with South Africa's presidency of the group of 20.
Yeah, that's
a
right.
group that, of course, comprises 19 countries.
Indeed, and with that being said, it's not just the 19 countries, right? It's also the two regional bodies, namely the European Union and, of course, recently the African Union, with South Africa being the only African country. Let me repeat that so that it settles in. South Africa being the only African country that currently has membership in it.
Yeah, so under the theme solidarity, equality, and sustainability. Oh, speaking of equality, I hear that there are some people in Washington that don't like that, but asiko lapho, as the young ones would say. And I'm not sure why they don't like that. But South Africa aims to address the urgent challenges that the world is faced with by building these partnerships across all sectors of society.
Well, the choice of the King Protea as the G20 logo is quite apt. It is, resilient, just like our nominees tonight, and those are the stories that we look forward to you hearing about this evening.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, over the last few months, DIRCO has been encouraging South Africans to nominate individuals and organizations that have been performing extremely well on the global stage. The adjudication panel had a tough job, but in the end, they have settled on an incredible list of winners.
That's right. Last year's winners, just to take you down memory lane, they include Thuso Mbedu, Janine van Wyk. We also saw Rescue South Africa receiving an award, Captain Siya Kolisi, and of course, the legendary Dr. John Kani. They all joined previous recipients, ladies and gentlemen. The late Hugh Masekela, Trevor Noah, Priti Yende, Caster Semenya, Ladysmith Black Mambazo, and so many more outstanding South Africans. I just can't wait to literally see who else will be added on that list tonight.
Yeah, same here. I can't wait to see that too. But before we get into the awards, let us do a quick recap of what the categories are. Tonight, our sponsors will hand over prizes in the following categories. So we have the Ubuntu Economic Diplomacy Award for Africa and Global.
We also have the Ubuntu Social Responsibility Award.
We have the Ubuntu Arts and Cultural Diplomacy Award, Veteran and Youth.
We also have the Ubuntu Youth Diplomacy Award.
Ubuntu Sports Diplomacy Award.
And of course, the OR Tambo Lifetime Achievement Award. Now, before we get into those awards, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's only befitting to take this opportunity to invite onto the stage the Deputy Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Mr. Alvin Bottas, to welcome us and formally introduce the keynote speaker. This after then, the Excellencies have spoken. We'll get straight to the awards. So please give a warm round of applause to DM, Mr. Alvin Bottas.
Thank you very much, program directors. Let me acknowledge, ladies and gentlemen, our esteemed leader of government business, the acting president of the Republic of South Africa, who is also the deputy president of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. Paul Mashatile, and his beautiful spouse. Let me further amplify our appreciation to members of the National Executive of Government, comprising of both ministerial representation, both ministers and deputy ministers being present here today. Let me acknowledge the significance of the members of Parliament today, led by the Portfolio Committee Chairperson on International Relations and Cooperation, Mr. Obakeng Supra Mamupelwa. Ladies and gentlemen, let's underpin and amplify our appreciation for heads of missions and the entirety of the diplomatic community present. In particular, the heads of missions, ambassadors, high commissioners being present here today, as led by the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps. I wish to further acknowledge the participation and express involvement of multinational corporations and non-state actors, ladies and gentlemen, that continues to play a very pertinent role in the execution of South Africa's foreign policy. Esteemed award recipients, ladies and gentlemen, when talking about the revolution in Guinea, the African revolutionary Amilcar Cabral once said, and I quote, "We must always be mindful that people are not fighting for ideas. They are not fighting for things that are abstract, that are in anyone's head, but that people, ladies and gentlemen, participate in the struggle for self-determination with the singular aim of fighting to win material benefits and to live in a better place that are peaceful, and to appreciate the forward lunge of their lives and to secure the future of their children," unquote. By saying this, ladies and gentlemen, Amilcar Cabral was making the point that we must never let ideological differences deter us from recognizing our oneness as a nation, our oneness that should be premised on the central ambit of ensuring that South Africans in particular continue to be united in its diversity. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, it is important to recognize that the Ubuntu diplomacy that South Africa executes, it's premised on the self-actualization and self-realization that we are because of other people. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the lodestar of what informs the conduct of the South African people and its representatives in government. We therefore allow you to ensure that your welcome today at the Ubuntu 2025 Awards, ladies and gentlemen, is the intersection of the trust that you have in your newly elected government, and that trust, ladies and gentlemen, should be amplified with the pride the consciousness and the purpose through which our head of state, Honorable President Ramaphosa, have navigated quite complex responsibility of constitution of government that are made by the people and for the people. We are conscious, ladies and gentlemen, that as we are converging today, that our flags are flowing at half-mast across the country because of the loss of lives that we have suffered of 14 gallant, brave soldiers in aid of South Africa's and Africa's peace diplomacy. It is critical, ladies and gentlemen, to remind all and sundry that Agenda 2063 speaks about the mantra of having an inclusive, a prosperous Africa. And one of the flagship programs of Agenda 2063 speaks about the central topology of silencing of the guns. It is therefore our submission as government, ladies and gentlemen, that these 14 soldiers have put their lives at the disposal of the African people in pursuit of Pan-Africanism to ensure that the issue of peace diplomacy becomes a reality in our life. Program directors, as we celebrate tonight, we wish to draw attention and we wish to be inspired by the achievements of our recipients that represents a mirror image of all South Africans. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, that dedication reinforced the belief that it is only by working together that we would become agents of social change to ensure that South Africa tomorrow are better than the South Africa of yesteryear. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, we wish to express our singular appreciation to every single person individually represented here today, represented as special envoys by their heads of states and heads of government, to continue to be working with the South African government as ambassadors of goodwill. Thank you for being here, and let's continue to work together to build a better world where we do not only strive for abstract matters in our mind, but that we continue to strive in a world where the material guarantor of our children of tomorrow becomes a reality in the world that we find ourselves in today. And Nkosi kakhulu, asante sana. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, thank you very much, Deputy Minister. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, please can we stand and welcome the Deputy President, Paul Mashatile.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Program Directors, Ms. Mututwani and Mr. Mashatile. Let me recognize Deputy Minister of our Department of International Relations and Cooperation, Alvin Bottas and Mrs. Bottas. And once again, happy birthday to Mrs. Bottas. Let me recognize our nominees who will be receiving the awards this evening. Recognize Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, High Commissioners, and also my brother, Ambassador Dango, who is also a recipient of Ubuntu Awards. Recognize all esteemed members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of Parliament, in particular the Chair of the Portfolio Committee on International Relations, Ntate Mahumapelo, Director General Baleni, DG Dango, and all government officials, business leaders who are here with us this evening, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Molweni riperile dumelang. Most of us seated here are familiar with the ancient African term Ubuntu. This word recognizes that we are all bound together as humans, and that through selfless acts of doing good for others, we can create a better world. Individuals who selflessly dedicate themselves to the service of others without anticipating any form of compensation deserve the highest accolades and respect that humanity can bestow. As has become custom, we have gathered in this fashion again during the week of Parliament's opening to give recognition to our patriots who fly the South African flag high on the world great stages. These patriots represent our country positively in various disciplines through their good deeds, talent, hard work, and determination towards excellence. The Ubuntu Awards represent a gesture through which our government aims to encourage and promote active citizenry. We do so because we believe the world views South Africa through the deeds of its people. These are individuals who have selflessly dedicated their time and resources to promote South African interests and values on the global stage. They have elevated South Africa's stature worldwide through their participation in various disciplines, ranging from sports, music, performing arts, philanthropy, and also good business practice. Compatriots, it is important to recognize people who have put in much effort to bring South Africa and its people recognition on the global stage. Through their deeds, we are able to draw more investments in our country, which also contribute to development. In addition to creating opportunities for growth and prosperity through their various efforts, these individuals' visions, leadership, entrepreneurial spirit inspire others to follow in their footsteps. In other words, the individuals we'll be honoring tonight, regardless of their field of expertise, serve as cultural ambassadors who represent a diverse tapestry of South African heritage and identity. We must not overlook ordinary people, the unsung heroes whose contributions are changing the world in their special ways. They represent the best of what South Africa has to offer. They embody the essence of what happens when we stand in solidarity and commitment to building a better nation for all. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of solidarity, it is proper that you have themed tonight's awards under the theme South Africa G20 Presidency, Solidarity, Equality, and Sustainability. I'm saying this because as a country, we have since December last year resumed the presidency of the G20. This is a significant step forward for both ourselves and the continent. The key question we should therefore ask ourselves during this period is, what does the G20 presidency mean for South Africa and the African continent? The South African leadership of the G20 presidency offers a real opportunity to further the interests of poorer countries. Our goals under the theme Solidarity, Equality and Sustainability includes promoting more equality in international governance and elevating South Africa's development agenda in ways that are more meaningful. These values are the pillars upon which we can build a brighter, more inclusive future for all, not just in South Africa or Africa, but across the globe. Our goal at the G20 summit is to increase the focus on strengthening unity and ensuring no nation or individual is left behind in the global growth race. Mindful of the centrality of the United Nations agenda, South Africa is certainly that the G20 has a critical role to play in expediting the implementation of sustainable development goals. What we should be cognizant of is that the G20 presidency of South Africa is taking place at a time when the globe is confronted with significant challenges. These are challenges that include geopolitical tensions, economic inequality, climate change, humanitarian disasters, underdevelopment, inequality, poverty, hunger, and unemployment. South Africa will work with G20 countries and build partnerships in all sectors of society to harness the global community's desire and capacity to solve these problems. Our objective is to achieve rapid and inclusive economic development. This implies that we must also carry on what the President said during SONA on Thursday. He said, we need to restructure our economy and make it more inclusive. Through practicing Ubuntu or solidarity, we have the ability to build a future that is inclusive and that supports the interests of everyone. Solidarity serves as a cornerstone of our collective unity, fostering mutual support through adversity and honoring our differences. It is solidarity that played a crucial role in South Africa's struggle against apartheid and continues to be vital in addressing the ongoing issues of poverty, inequality, and injustice. At a time when solidarity is of the utmost importance, we have witnessed the unflinching commitment of our honorees to promote unity and cooperation, making certain that no one is left behind. Your dedication to promoting equitable and inclusive practice is a beacon of hope for a future where every person is treated with dignity and respect. Your exceptional effort towards sustainability serves as a positive example for future generations, emphasizing the need to protect the planet and ensure a better tomorrow. Collectively, the principles of solidarity, equality, and sustainability have the potential to lead us to a future that is more compassionate, equitable, and sustainable. Compatriots, we should also use this moment to remember the deceased troops who were part of a mission to restore peace in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. As President Cyril Ramaphosa said in the State of the Nation address in Parliament on Thursday, and I quote, "They lost their lives in defense of the Congolese people's fundamental rights to live in peace and security. As a nation, we must honor these selfless fallen heroes who sacrificed their lives for peace. South Africa remains steadfast in its commitment to bringing peace to Africa and putting an end to violence, both on the continent and in the rest of the world. We will never abandon the idea of the Freedom Charter, which states that there shall be peace and friendship. The fostering of peaceful ties with other countries and self-determination for all Africa's people. Indeed, South Africa shall strive to maintain world peace and the settlement of all international disputes through negotiations, not war. In the year that we celebrate 70 years of the Freedom Charter, we can boldly appreciate that it was instructive, specifically in this context, as it continues to guide us through the proclamation that says the following: peace and friendship amongst all our people shall be secured by upholding the equal rights, opportunities, and status of all. With this in mind, let us work hand in hand across borders and boundaries to build a world where every person is empowered to reach their full potential and where our world is peace secure for generations to come. Promoting human rights, peace and friendship, and strengthening fair trade and investment ties with other countries remains the key pillar of our foreign policy. International relations work, whether in conflict resolution or diplomacy, is not just the responsibility of government. It also demands public input and engagement. We all have a role to play in global affairs. And true to the essence of what makes us who we are as a nation, we should always be vigilant and never look the other way. As I conclude, let me emphasize that South Africa is a diversified fabric of tremendously bright individuals who are sincerely devoted to their professions, and many have made this country very proud. This includes our economic policy, diplomacy envoys, who are playing an increasingly vital role and prominent one in boosting economic growth. In this regard, I welcome and support Agri-SA's recent statement that our country is a stable constitutional democracy, that no land is being confiscated in South Africa, and that no white South Africans are being chased away from their land. As a matter of fact, we are working together to build a capable developmental state that will benefit all who live in South Africa. Hence, we must reward enterprises that have helped to build South Africa's reputation as an attractive business and investment destination. These are businesses that create jobs and strengthen South Africa's global trade footprint. These are the artists whose work bridges cultural divides, the young innovators who demonstrates all the time that South Africa is a land of talent and possibilities. It is also the humanitarian extending a hand to those in need, demonstrating that we are truly a country of Ubuntu. In this regard, I wish to take this opportunity to congratulate all nominees and winners that are being recognized tonight. In my eyes, you are all winners, and you are all deserving of this honor and acknowledgement. Your selfless deeds on behalf of our country have not gone unnoticed. Compatriots, in recognizing and celebrating the achievements of these outstanding individuals, we not only honor their dedication and commitment, but also inspire others to emulate them. While we only recognize a few individuals today, we are aware that thousands of people around the country have represented South Africa in a range of activities over the last year, including in research, education, training, sports, arts and culture, business, and corporate affairs. Together we can amplify the voice of South Africa on the global stage, promoting a message of inclusivity, diversity, and progress. Let us commit ourselves to the ideals of Ubuntu, not just in words, but in action. Let us strive to build a South Africa that belongs to all who live in it, black and white. In the same vein, let us continue to support and uplift our industry leaders, eminent personalities, and ordinary citizens who embody the best of South African values and contributing to building a brighter, more prosperous future for all. Once again, I wish all the nominees the very best this evening. I thank you, Bayadanki, Ndioleboa, Akensa, Inko.
Well, thank you so much, Deputy President Paul Mashatile. Thank you, DP. I think because you said in your eyes we're all winners. Ladies and gentlemen, good night. It's been real. Thank you so much for being on. I just felt so included, by my Deputy President. But thank you so much for those kind words of wisdom and encouragement, DP, also affirming the current state of global affairs and where South Africa stands in as far as our foreign policies are concerned. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to present the awards, the business, the reason why we're all gathered here this evening. But before we get into our first award, I just want to say a quick note to all the winner announcers. So those who will be coming onto the stage to announce the winners, please note that my podium on my left, your right, will be where you'll be stationed to announce the winners. For those who will be receiving their award tonight, please make your way to the stage. Still on the same podium, you may say your speech, but if you take too long, you know what happens at the award ceremonies. We play music and then we cut your mic and we move on.
Yeah.
So be nice and sweet, as you of course thank everyone at home that loves and supports you. But please, once you're done, remember to make your way backstage because we have media interviews awaiting you and would love to speak to you about how you feel about your award. So please remember, podium on my left, your right, and after being announced as the winner, you may make your way backstage. So with that being said, Clement, the first award, which is the Economic Diplomacy Award.
Yeah, let's get straight into it. So economic diplomacy is anchored on pursuing the growth of a country's economy by increasing trade, promoting investments, and of course, attracting foreign direct investment. To present this evening's first Ubuntu Awards 2025 in the category of Ubuntu Economic Diplomacy for Africa is the continent's largest mobile network operator. That's the MTN Group. The company finds inspiration in Africa's potential. They're committing themselves to bridging the digital divide by furthering financial inclusion and, of course, advancing attainment of the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals. So please, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Tumi Chamayu, who is the MTN Chief Enterprise Business Officer on stage to present the first award.
Excellencies, the MTN Group is pleased once again to be part of this prestigious event. We pride ourselves in investing in sophisticated communication technologies and infrastructure, developing new technologies and harnessing the talent that we see across our diverse people, across our diverse continent, as we drive digital and financial inclusion, especially in remote and unserved areas and remote areas. Tonight, we are honored and have the pleasure of handing over the Economic Diplomacy Africa Award to a very deserving recipient. And the winner for that award is Airlink.
Airlink was established in 1992 and is Southern Africa's premier privately owned regional airline. With its fleet of over 65 modern jetliners, the airline currently serves more than 45 destinations across 15 Southern African countries, as well as Madagascar and St. Helena Island. They fly the South African flag, enable movement of goods and people. Airlink offers worldwide connections through its 40-plus commercial partnerships, including 10 code shares and a regional franchise with Fly Namibia. Airlink is intentional about employing young black students straight from colleges and universities as air hosts and hostesses, not only to offer jobs, but to also expose them to the international space for personal and career growth in a way that has never been seen before in South Africa. A new program which identifies good talent from high school level has also been established. Airlink has made itself available to help South African embassies abroad to assist to bring home destitute South Africans during emergencies or due to unforeseen mishaps that are usually related to traveling.
tough being the first person up on stage. Program directors, Your Excellency Deputy President Mashatile, I stand on the protocols already established, so thank you. I represent the Airlink CEO, Mr. Roger Foster, who could not be here today. However, I have personally experienced DECO's dedication to South African businesses, especially when we were establishing new connectivity or experiencing problems in the continent. Representatives in the Central and East Africa desk, missions in Madagascar, Mozambique, Namibia, Gabon, DRC, Tanzania, Kenya, Benin, and Uganda, to name a few, have taken really good care of us. This confirms that there can be no freedom of the African skies, intra-Africa connectivity, and certainly no Airlink without economic diplomacy. We cooperate to operate. DECO has allowed Airlink to showcase my favorite big five: our landscapes, our landmarks, our biodiversity, our people, and our culture. That's me. Roger says, on behalf of all the dedicated Airlink personnel, we are humbled and proud to receive this award. Ubuntu's core principles and interdependency and connectivity. Connecting people with people and people with places is our mission. Forging economically sustainable connectivity is our passion, and our customers are the reasons of our existence. It is widely acknowledged that air access is a catalyst for socio-economic upliftment. This accolade confirms the positive impact of our services on the people, communities, markets, and economies we serve and connect. While the COVID pandemic redefined the industry, Airlink has been absolute in its humanity, steadfast in its faith, in sub-Saharan Africa's socio-economic potential, and in its commitment to never falter. A truly sustainable airline embodies Ubuntu's virtuous cycle. Our health and growth depend on the well-being of the people and communities we connect. In turn, theirs is fueled by our ability to sustain reliable connections. Over the past 4 years, we have proudly increased our flights by 31%, doubled our capacity, and increased bumps on seats by more than 200%. We've also expanded our network, which covers 47 destinations in 16 African countries and St. Helena Island. We've established 40 active commercial partnerships with many of the world's most trusted airline brands to create new intercontinental connections for trade, travel, tourism, and economic growth. Africa hosts 18% of the global population, yet accounts for less than 2% of air travel. This gap, corroborated by the inequality between Africa's GDPs per capita and that of the global average, can surely be closed. To this end, we are committed to play our part in facilitating economic growth and help create jobs. Our ability to live by the principles of Ubuntu in providing safe, reliable, economically stimulating air services is reliant on all the actors in the value chain. After all, Ubuntu is I am because we are. We are interdependent and connected. Our sincere thanks to DECO for your support of Airlink as we strive to contribute to a flourishing, sustainable, and competitive air transport sector, befitting the socio-economic ambitions and aspirations we all share. In closing, on behalf of everyone at Airlink, I thank you for this prestigious and treasured endorsement. Thank you.
Congratulations to you, Airlink. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. And by the way, I did enjoy your speech and the CEO speech. Yeah.
Oh, yes. We have to note that. But also, I mean, that was Airlink. And I flew into Cape Town, economy. Airlink, I'm somebody. Please.
Make me somebody.
Please make me somebody. I'm emceeing, Batom. A whole MC. So I'm expecting my business class tickets very soon. But congratulations once again to you, Airlink.
Yeah. So the judges have decided to recognize another company in this category. To present it, please help me welcome the Director General of International Relations and Cooperation, Mr. Zain Dango.
Economic diplomacy, as our Deputy President pointed out, is a key focus for our diplomatic missions. We paved the way for South African companies to expand their operations beyond the borders of our country. This company is a good example of what is possible when we focus on inter-Africa trade. The winner is, drum roll please, Benika Health.
Benika Health is a healthcare solutions company that is revolutionizing healthcare innovations and delivery in Africa. Founded and headquartered in South Africa, Johannesburg, with offices in the DRC and operations in various African regions, this dynamic firm is the go-to source for 10 key solutions in assembly, distribution, and supply of high-quality healthcare products and solutions. Driven by SDG principles in tackling healthcare challenges in Africa and a proud member of the UN Global Compact, Benika Health is dedicated to improving the quality of life in different countries, with a focus on supporting doctors and medical practitioners with innovative healthcare solutions. This company is blazing a trail in healthcare innovation. Since expanding its operations in the African market, Benika Health has forged partnerships with state and non-state actors to implement projects in remote areas that have positively impacted the lives of individuals through accessibility to healthcare. Benika Health is transforming healthcare in Africa and is poised to make an even more significant impact in the years to come.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies, all protocol observed. Thank you for the honor. I wish firstly and foremost to thank the Republic of South Africa for this honor. I wish to thank DIRCO. I wish to thank the DRC. It's where most of our business is. I wish to thank our partners internationally. Again, I wish to thank our team, both in the DRC, South Africa, and all parts of the continent. Today, in the spirit of Ubuntu, we're here to celebrate businesses, diplomacy, and art, and how that can positively bring us together as a continent. Having said this, I urge us to keep fighting for peace in the DRC. There are many South African businesses there, and we need peace. This is not just a war, it is an economic war as well. I thank you. Africa is open for business. South Africa is open for business. Thank you once again. I am truly grateful for the honor. Thank you.
Congratulations. And thank you, Director General. Now, Your Excellencies, South Africa's reputation hinges on several aspects and how our home-grown companies conduct their business globally. That has a massive impact on how the countries in which these companies operate view South Africa.
Absolutely. BMW Group South Africa is one of the world's leading premium manufacturers of automobiles and motorcycles. The BMW Group production network is quite vast, and I am proud to mention that the group holds the honor of having the first BMW plant outside of Germany, an investment that began 51 years ago. So please, ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome Mr. Masakepe, the Head of Government and External Affairs, to present our next award.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It is always a great honor to be part of the Ubuntu Awards to celebrate our country's brand ambassadors who proudly wear the South African flag on their sleeves and make us look good on the global stage. This year's winner of the Ubuntu Economic Diplomacy Award Global is exemplary. Similar to BMW Group, this company places innovation at the center of its operation. The winner of the 2024 Ubuntu Economic Diplomacy is Sanlam.
Sanlam is a leading Pan-African financial services group listed on the JSE, Namibian Stock Exchange, and A2X Markets Limited. The group provides comprehensive and bespoke financial solutions to institutional clients and consumers across all market segments, including life and general insurance, health, financial planning, retirement, investments, wealth management, and credit. Established in 1918 as a life insurance company, the Sanlam Group has evolved into the largest non-banking financial services group in Africa through its diversification strategy achieved through strategic partnerships and acquisitions. Headquartered in South Africa, the Sanlam Group operates in 31 countries, including 8 of the top 10 largest economies in Africa.
Program Directors, Your Excellency, Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, I also stand on the protocols, on the existing protocols. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. On behalf of Sanlam, I am deeply honored to accept the Ubuntu Award this evening. This recognition is testament to Sanlam's commitment as a Pan-African financial services organization that contributes meaningfully to Africa's progress and prosperity. Our aim is to empower generations to be financially confident, secured, and prosperous. Sanlam is the largest non-banking financial services group in the continent, and we pride ourselves in making a difference in the areas that we serve. This evening, ladies and gentlemen, we recognize the critical role of our industry in the socio-economic development of Africa and the world's emerging markets, so we take our responsibility very seriously. So this award not only celebrates our contributions and achievements at Sanlam, but also highlights the importance of financial empowerment across our beloved continent. We believe that true prosperity comes through values of collaboration and strong partnerships. So these values that I've stated above align perfectly with the spirit and objectives that DERCO champions. So as Africa's leading non-banking financial institution, we remain committed to expanding these relationships and creating new opportunities for prosperity across borders. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, it would be amiss of me not to acknowledge and thank DERCO for their assistance, for their guidance. As Sanlam, we've been navigating doing business in the African continent, so your assistance has actually greatly helped us. Thank you for this honor, which we share with all our partners and the communities that you serve. Good evening.
Congratulations, Sanlam. And you know what, Sanlam, I need to speak to you. Please, I need a live cover.
Wait.
I need a live cover me for life.
Okay.
Please, as your MC.
Can we take a moment? What do you not need? And to me from MTN, I'm sorry she forgot to ask for data. BMW, a car.
Please, as your MC, can I connect? Thank you. Congrats.
Congratulations
once again. But you know what, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the social responsibility, I think we all know that when we think of social responsibility, It's an opportunity, right, for an individual or even an organization to contribute towards building and uplifting communities. Well, the company presenting this award next is no stranger to social responsibility. That's right, I'm talking about Vodacom, and they recognize that its employees and customers are all part of the same communities and are therefore committed to finding ways to ensure that they uplift these communities. So please help me welcome onto the stage Ambassador Daki Netitenje, who is the Director of Regulatory and External Affairs for Vodacom South Africa.
Hey Google, play my jam. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They learn much more than I ever knew. Try things for myself. What a wonderful world. Yeah.
What a wonderful world indeed. Excellencies and esteemed guests, what an honor to be here tonight to recognize the worthy recipient of this year's Ubuntu Social Responsibility Award. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone present, the winner is Nkosinathi Ndlovu Foundation.
Mr. Nkosinathi Ndlovu is a disability rights and social justice champion who has dedicated his life to promoting inclusive development, disability rights, the youth, and empowering persons with disabilities. He founded the Nkosinathi Ndlovu Foundation in 2015, which has been instrumental in driving initiatives to address poverty, inequality, and promoting international cooperation. Mr. Ndlovu is a key figure in uniting efforts to prioritize the disability agenda at the heart of South Africa's G20 presidency. Ndlovu's work has gained international recognition, earning him prestigious honors and solidifying his position as a global champion of disability rights and social justice.
Hi everyone. As everyone can see, I am signing. Everybody knows that the African Sign Language is now our 12th official language, as recognized by our president, and I was witness there to see him sign it into law. To everyone here, the distinguished guests, Deputy President, all protocol observed, and everyone that has joined us tonight. This award for social responsibility has been many years of my hard work and dedication towards the disabled community of the country. We've been advocating and fighting on our local sector as well as the international stages to represent disabled people, as well as disabled people not only from South Africa but Africa as well. We've covered issues of poverty, of inequality, of education, of integration, and we want to make sure disabled people have access in all sectors. With the UN Convention for the Rights of People with Disabilities, as well as with the SDG goals, we are very vocal on those as well. And within South Africa and the G20 summit happening this year, we need disability to become part of the agenda. Going forward, we want to work with every sector. I want to say thank you to Turco for honoring me with this award this year. And thank you also to the people at home from my home province in Mpumalanga, my family, my partners, and everyone that has been on this journey with me. I could not have done this without you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Now, as former President Nelson Mandela said, sport has the power to unite a nation, right? The next category is Ubuntu Sports Diplomacy.
quite excited about this one. And Southern Sun Hotels is the leading hospitality company in Southern Africa. Now, combining an established 50-year heritage with a professional approach, the group proudly encompasses over 100 hotels across all market sectors in South Africa, in the African continent, in the Seychelles, as well as the Middle East. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to present the Ubuntu Sports Diplomacy Award is Ms. Lindelwa Isabel, Sales and Revenue Director.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. All protocol observed. Molweni. I'm here to hand over an exciting award. As Southern Sun, we are the home of the champions, and we get excited when we get involved in areas of sport and other sectors of the business. This year's winner is truly incredible. I am talking about a remarkable sportswoman, the pride of our nation. She is a 3-time Grand Slam champion, holding Roland Garros, US Open, and Wimbledon doubles title. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome a phenomenal woman to the stage, Ms. Khutacho Munjane.
Khutacho Munjane is South Africa's #1 and an instrumental player in the South African wheelchair tennis scene from Seshego in Limpopo. She was named South Africa's Sportswoman of the Year with a disability 3 times. She holds 29 singles titles and obtained the highest world ranking of #4 in singles and #1 in doubles. Munjane is the first black South African woman to ever compete at the Wimbledon Championships and win doubles in 2024. She's a 3-time Grand Slam champion, holding Roland Garros, US Open, and Wimbledon doubles titles, and represented the country in the Olympic Games. She is a woman who found strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles.
Thank you. I hope you can see me. Program directors, His Excellency Deputy President, Deputy Minister, all the dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I waited so long to say protocol observed, but I forgot. Following the most difficult moments in my life, I have come to realize that such moments serve as a reminder of the importance of pushing forward and persevering through the hardships. These challenges are not just obstacles. They are the opportunities to show that we are seen and appreciated far beyond what we do, either in sports or on any particular spheres in life. I want to express my sincere gratitude to DECO for this award and for their unwavering commitment to recognizing the achievement of those who made significant contributions in their different spheres and fields of life. For someone who lives with disability, awards like this are not just accolades. They are a testament that dreams are valid. If we don't give up on ourselves, we can be individuals or human beings, because the world has a certain perspective about people with disabilities. To my management team at Optimize and all our partners, your constant support has never gone unnoticed. It is appreciated. I am truly grateful for your belief in me, your guidance, and the hard work that continues to drive me forward. And also to make sure that we keep a sport like tennis relevant in the country, because it's not most of us who can compete in this sport. And to those who brought this nomination forward, and to the adjudication panel, I thank you. What we do, it's not an easy thing. You know, when you become a first Black South African woman to ever compete at Wimbledon or win Wimbledon, people expect you to really be proud of that. But for me, it was a bittersweet one, as I was wondering what happened to people before me who looks like me. But I'm grateful to be South African, and I'm proud to be South African because of the progress that we keep making as a country. And for that, I wish we can stay united and remain one. Thank you.
Congratulations to Kgothatso. She is quite a legend. Yeah. She really is, and I honestly, personally don't think we celebrate her enough in this country. So thank you to Derko for taking a moment to appreciate her. Now, South Africa and the continent have a large youth population. The youth are full of potential and are known never to be short of new ideas, innovation, energy, and of course, creativity. The Ubuntu Youth Award goes to a young person between the ages of 15 and 35 who, through his or her actions and achievements, has promoted South Africa as a dynamic country with an enabling environment for the youth to thrive.
Indeed, Clement. Well, founded back in 1888, Nedbank is a commercial banking institution based in Sandton, right here in South Africa. The bank offers a wide range of wholesale and retail banking services, this through its main business clusters, namely the Nedbank Corporate and Investment Banking, Nedbank Retail, and of course Business Banking, but also the Nedbank Wealth Department. Now to present, ladies and gentlemen, the Ubuntu Youth Diplomacy Award, please help me welcome onto the stage Ms. Elelwane Panderani, Head of Non-Resident and Embassy Banking.
Madekwana, good evening. For many years now, Nedbank has been supporting various initiatives that empower young people and ensuring continued and sustainable development. We are very proud and pleased to announce this year's Ubuntu Diplomacy and the winner for this category of the Ubuntu Youth Diplomacy is Ms. Tara Roos.
Tara Roos is a political analyst, researcher, and policy writer with a strong focus on governance, electoral participation, and human rights. She began a leadership journey as a member of the Youth Policy Committee for the South African Institute of International Affairs. During her tenure, she played a pivotal role in crafting groundbreaking documents such as the South African Youth Climate Action Plan and the South African Gender Action Plan. She represented South Africa as a youth delegate at COP26, COP27, COP28, and COP29. At these critical global forums, Tara championed youth participation and policy advocacy, amplifying the voices of young people on the international stage. She currently serves as a UN Youth Ambassador for Education. She's the founder of the Participation Project, an initiative aimed to ensure that young people are equipped to understand and engage with legislative processes. She also co-founded So We Vote, dedicated to educating young people on their voting rights and increasing youth engagement in the electoral process.
I'd like to start out by thanking the department. Like many nerds in high school, I did Model United Nations, and I don't think if you told my 15-year-old self I'd be standing up here accepting an award from the Department of International Relations, I would have believed you. So, thank you. I'll keep this brief because I only have a minute. But myself, like many young, ambitious South Africans, are often taught the message that in order to be successful in life, you need to ultimately leave South Africa, that your success lies elsewhere, and that if you really wanted to make it, you needed to get out while you still could. And I think back to the time not long ago, when at the end of high school, I had been accepted into an Ivy League university in the United States. And ultimately, when I turned that opportunity down to pursue a degree at a South African university and go and work in South African politics, that decision startled many people. And I don't tell this as a cautionary tale, because I do not regret my decision one bit. But this story really exemplifies my hope and dream for young South Africans, but just South Africa at large. Not only that we choose South Africa, but that we choose to fall in love with it again. I think that it's very easy to look at our current challenges and to see that as reasons to walk away. But I think now more than ever, it's a reason for us to come together and to unite. You don't get to pick the country that you're born into, but you do get to pick the country that you create. And so my hope and dream for South Africa is that we choose South Africa because I think that South Africa is worth it. Thank you.
Oh, that's quite an incredible achievement there. Well done to Tara. Here's to your continued success. Now, Tumelo, did you know that we are doing something here today? What we are doing is actually public diplomacy.
Of course, Clemens, I mean, it absolutely is. Public diplomacy is the channel through which a country makes use of various platforms to communicate directly with the platform and public, right? The Department of International Relations and Cooperation, through its public diplomacy branch, has set up several platforms to communicate South Africa's foreign policy goals and its objectives. One such platform is actually these awards.
Yeah, that's right. And on my way in this evening, actually, I saw a copy of the Ubuntu magazine in the lobby, and I managed to read through it. Yeah. And it's available digitally as well. You guys have to check it out. It's available to a global readership. It's got great content. It gives an overview of the country's participation in global affairs. And then, of course, there's this.
Ubuntu. The philosophy of Ubuntu means humanity. It is reflected in the idea that we affirm our humanity when we affirm the humanity of others. South Africa's unique approach to global issues has found expression in the concept of Ubuntu and informs our particular approach to diplomacy and shapes our vision of a better world for all. Ubuntu magazine spreads South Africa's foreign policy message quarterly around the world. Its footprint extends across the globe through South Africa's embassies abroad, libraries, think tanks, research institutions, domestic, international, and VIP lounges at all South Africa's major airports. A first for South Africa and Africa. Since its launch in 2013, South Africa's first 24-hour online radio station has been setting in motion dialogue on South Africa's foreign policy. Listen live on www.ubunturadio.com. The Ubuntu Awards is yet another platform that the Department of International Relations and Cooperation has created to promote South Africa. These awards bring together 800 100 of the country's most influential people to recognize and celebrate the organization and the individuals who have distinguished themselves as true South African ambassadors. Ubuntu Magazine, Ubuntu Radio, Ubuntu Awards. South Africa's public diplomacy in action. Brought to you by the Department of International Relations and Cooperation.
Ooh, let's give that a round of applause. The great efforts and lengths through which DIRCO has gone to ensure that they inform South Africans and the entire world about their foreign policy. But now, here's some guesswork to do for you. Can you guess who's put up their name to be the new editor of the Ubuntu magazine? It's somebody you know. Can you guess?
Well, I can give you can I give them a clue?
Okay, let's see how this
If history or the last hour is anything to go by, you won that position as well.
I want that job, Deco, please.
Okay.
Deco, I'm your MC.
Okay.
I'm a news anchor. I read, I inform. Let's do it through the magazine. All right, I'm putting it out there for you to consider, at least, just for you to consider. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, the Cultural Diplomacy Award recognizes South Africans who are making impressive and impactful moves in the arts and culture arena.
Yeah, and Aspen Pharmacare has a 170-year history of excellence. It has a strong presence in both emerging and developed countries, supplying medicines and products to more than 150 countries. This extensive global presence gives the Aspen Group a front seat to the activities performed by many of our wonderful ambassadors of Brand South Africa abroad. So please join us in welcoming to the stage the Group Senior Executive for Strategic Trade at Aspen Pharma Group, Dr. Stavros Nikolou.
Before the MC asked me for our latest weight loss drugs, I'm going to say she doesn't need them, right? His Excellency, Deputy President Paul Mashatile, Deputy Minister Bottas, Excellencies, distinguished guests, it's my great pleasure this evening to hand out the special award. At Aspen, we pride ourselves in identifying ways to provide people with opportunities to be creative while growing themselves at the same time, and their careers and businesses to boot. It is therefore my great honor this evening to announce the winner of this powerful category. This individual embodies the spirit of Ubuntu. Congratulations to this year's winner of the Ubuntu Arts and Culture Awards. The incredible drum roll. Lebo Morake, otherwise known as Lebo M. And everyone knows Lebo M.
is known globally as the voice and spirit of the Lion King. Renowned for writing and performing the music for film and stage adaptations of The Lion King. He produced the Lion King Broadway production South Africa for its debut at home in the African continent. Lebo M was the executive producer and composer of the FIFA 2010 World Cup opening and closing ceremonies in South Africa, performing, composing and producing music for feature films such as The Lion King and Return to Pride Rock, The Power of One, Dinosaur, Back on the Block, The Life of Quincy Jones, Congo, Long Night's Journey into Day, blended Tears of the Sun, The Legend of Tarzan, after the Lion King motion picture in 2019. His latest project was the Mufasa feature film released in 2024. Lebu M is a winner of a Grammy Award for Best Arrangement, Instruments and Vocals, a Tony nominee, Ivo Novello UK Songwriters Award, and 2 Lifetime Achievement Awards from the South African Music Awards and the MultiChoice Music Industry Awards respectively.
Enough to send us a message. Let's fix our eyes on the screen again to hear from him, and then I'll introduce Tammy.
Good evening, South Africa. Thank you so much, Ubuntu Awards. I just heard that I have been selected for this honor. I'm truly grateful. I'm on tour right now in America. I can't be there, but I look forward to seeing you all at home. I'm coming home for my first ever concert, April 18th at the Grand West Arena. I'm bringing my friend Hans Zimmer. We've been touring around the world for over a decade, selling out arenas everywhere. For the first time, Hans Zimmer will be joining me on stage April 18th at the Grand West Theatre. Grand West Arena, by the way. I'm so grateful for the honor. Thank you so much, and I'll see you at home.
And I suppose that's the thing with winners, right? They just know that they've won. They don't anticipate, wait for the envelope. They send a message thanking you that they have won. But ladies and gentlemen, to accept once again his award on his behalf, Tammy Dish, Tammy Kotlolo, I understand that you will be thanking on behalf of Lebu M.
I think so.
Yeah.
But I have like somebody accompanying me. Come.
Sure.
Yes, we can share the mic. We can always share the mic. You go first. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Comrade DP. I have the privilege of not doing the all protocol observed and ladies and gentlemen stuff. So good evening, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. My name is Tshepo Mboni, nephew and business partner to Lebohang Moraki, otherwise known as Lebu M. Program directors, His Excellencies, Deputy President, Deputy Minister, allow me to also stand on the existing protocols. It is an honor and a remarkable privilege to serve as a representative of our nation's pride, who through music and the arts persists in exemplifying the virtues of citizenship, embodying a profound sense of pride as it disseminates our musical expressions and narratives to a global audience at an elevated standard. To DECO, we thank you. To South Africa, we thank you. Were Lebu M present, he would have said or undoubtedly advocated for the continual embrace of our African identity and quality and excellence. Enkosi, siyabulela, siyabonga.
And in that spirit we say, no, and Clement often sings, Nansi ngonyama kawaiti wo. Go on. No, sing. Go.
Ngonyama, nansi ngonyama bakithi babo. You're gonna give me sued.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that he was able to speak, but I think it's so important for us to be able to understand the DNA of our being as Africans and as South Africans who have it all. And I think it's such a great thing to be in the spirit of Ubuntu, because that's the greatest pleasure. I mean, we get to define what true humanity is, and music has just done that over the times that we've lived for over decades. And I think it would be unfair of us to just not honor Lebu M for the contribution, and that has been the spirit of what we've done. We've just come back from the Grammys, and we've seen the relief from the fires that broke down, and like we have been in the country, music carried us through the times of apartheid in all our areas, and we had to send our troops there. And so it's in song that we get to celebrate Lebu M. I don't have vocal range. They play that thing. That's cue for me to go. But congratulations to Lebu M.
Thank you very much, Tammy. What an evening. Are you still having fun, ladies and gentlemen? You're still fine? Great, wonderful. I cannot believe that we're about to announce the last award, Tumelo, for this evening, the O.R. Tambo Lifetime Achievement in Diplomacy Award.
Listen, Clement, when I tell you that this is one of those special awards just dedicated to individuals or even organizations that have years backed up to what they've committed to, this is what it's all about. Now, ladies and gentlemen, since its inception, the Ubuntu Awards have awarded some of the most extraordinary diplomats and eminent persons. The O.R. Tambo Lifetime Achievement in Diplomacy Award is given to individuals who represent our country with the utmost excellence. Recipients of this award include last year's winner, which was Ambassador Mohamed Dango, Ambassador Willie Lentlabo, Gertrude Shope, Ambassador Billy Mudise, and the late former Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, that's Dr. Aziz Pahad. Now, this year's recipient is Ambassador Tenju Mdinso. Ambassador, please come onto the stage.
Ambassador Tenju Mdinso is currently serving as South Africa's High Commissioner to the Republic of Namibia. She previously served as South Africa's ambassador to the Kingdom of Spain, as a permanent representative of South Africa to the UN World Trade Organization, South Africa's High Commissioner to Malawi, ambassador to Romania, Italy, and Cuba. She has served in other capacities too, as Deputy Secretary General of the African National Congress, which she also served as an NEC and NWC member. She also held several leadership positions of the South African Communist Party. She served as chairperson of the Commission of Gender Equality and as a member of Parliament. Before the attainment of freedom in 1994, Ambassador Mdinso was in exile between 1978 and 1992. From 1985 to 1992, she was chief representative of the ANC in Uganda and acted as the regional Mkhonto Wesizwe commander. Prior to that, she served as a journalist for the Daily Dispatch newspaper. Ambassador Mdinso's many roles and positions are too many to mention. She is active in various gender and women structures, engaged in gender training, especially for women in politics in Africa. She has written articles published in various local and international publications on women, education, patriarchy, gender relations, and defense. She has presented papers and participated in various national and international workshops, seminars, and conferences on women, gender, democracy, and defense. She holds a master's degree in public management and development and has been conferred with an honorary doctorate by Rhodes University.
And we've got the Deputy President and the Deputy Minister Borchers on stage to present the awards. Let's give it a clap again.
Well, Program Directors, Excellency the Deputy President Mashatile, I request to stand on the protocol already established. Just to address first the Program Directors, they told us that when we speak more than necessary, they will stop us. I just want to say, I dare you. Secondly, just a TRC, you know that we've got this. I have never received an award. I was talking to my granddaughter, trying to find out what should I say. So she said she'll write the speech for me. And she's going to make it 3 minutes and not more. Because she knows when I start talking, I never stop. So whatever is going to come from here comes from my granddaughter, who was so embarrassed about me that she's not even here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I do feel deeply humbled by the honor bestowed upon me as I receive the O.R. Tambo Lifetime Achievement Award tonight. I receive this honor conscious that I was born in the belly of the beast just a year after apartheid was established. So, as Trevor Noah would have said, he is born a sin. I'm born apartheid. Nonetheless, never had I imagined that a girl shaped by being born in shacks, Emma-Platin, which were shacks across Orlando East, those of you who know. I also grew up in a rural area, in a village called Mpozolo, Evo Vice in the Eastern Cape. I'm humbled by this accolade, which is being received by, again, a former 15-year-old factory worker. I started working at 15 years old at a factory called Kwapas Haipo. So my journey embodies the principles of Ubuntu. It has been ingrained in me from birth, from the environment I grew in, from the work environment I grew in when I was 15, from the society, both in the rural areas and in the Imikuku. I grew what was itself Ubuntu. I did not study Ubuntu. I don't have to study Ubuntu. I don't have to read about Ubuntu. Ubuntu is innate in me. Had we had time, I would sing accolade, I would sing songs to Ubuntu, if I could sing, of course. Was I a poet? I would write poetry on Ubuntu. Was I a sculptor? I would paint Ubuntu. Because Ubuntu is who we are. We may not have anything else, but as South Africans in particular, as Africans in general, we have got Ubuntu. You cannot be alive and not have Ubuntu. Apartheid denied me a choice to study, but thanks to apartheid, it led me to join the best liberation movement, led by O.R. Tambo. I'm a product of O.R. Tambo. I'm a product of Ruth Mompati. I'm a product of Chris Hani, of Mema Shope. I'm a product of these heroes and heroines, some of whom do not receive these accolades, some of whom do not have streets named after them, some of whom have no songs composed about them, some of whom have no poems written about them. As South Africa, we practice Ubuntu, what we call Ubuntu diplomacy. And Ubuntu diplomacy cannot be done through war, nor conflict, but through negotiations and the spirit of Ubuntu. I suspect there may be some of you who probably know the AI's version of Ubuntu. because until AI uyabhala pha, what is Ubuntu? What is Ubuntu? And then you go and read what is Ubuntu. But I've lived Ubuntu. This award is more daunting for me considering the caliber of the previous recipients. It is also an award named after O.R. Tambo, who is a global colossus that stands as one of the finest architects of a just and peaceful world order. His lifelong devotion to the cause has shaped my journey in the diplomacy community. Though I'm a recipient of this award, but in essence, this honor belongs to the thousands of men and women who have brought me up, of the Pan-Africanists that I've had opportunity to travel with, of the millions of internationalists, amongst whom I should mention Yasser Arafat, Jose Marti, Comandante Fidel Castro, and many others who left a profound sense of internationalism in my being. Those who may not know what internationalism means, again, AI will give you a kind of vision. It has been a journey sprinkled with many loving friends, and I've got to mention a group of these loving friends. Dine Stokvel. Doubt if you can be a South African without a Stokvel. So I've got a Stokvel, and it's called Umbelongso. We belong. And we say, because we've never found a word for cheers, so we say Adichaisane. Program Director, much has been done and much still needs to be done. That much requires a real people's movement, which encompasses what is called True North. Such True North requires that we embrace the aspirations and hopes of our young. Such a True North requires that we continue the fight for freedom, justice, and equality. Thus, we cannot continue to be tolerant of the prevailing violence and crime, especially the violence and abuse of women and children. We can only be free when the people of the DRC, when the people of Palestine, when the people of West Sahara, and many others realize freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, I never committed my life to receiving an award, but to taking our country forward. But I know, especially when Deputy President and my bosses in DIRCO were here, singing and congratulating me on this award. As I said earlier on to yourself, to you, I've never had quite choices. I've always been told what to do, when, and how to do it. I suspect they are here because the instruction is clear. Now that you've got the Ubuntu Award, you've got to do more even than what you are doing. So thank you very much, DIRCO, for the instruction. Thank you very much for ensuring that the Deputy President is here and the Deputy Minister is here. I was about to ask them for retirement, but I guess the instructions are clear. Thank you very much.
one.
Wow.
Wow, congratulations to the veteran. Can we clap again? And congratulations, of course, to all the winners of the Ubuntu Awards 2025.
I just have to say, though, I know Ambassador is backstage, doing interviews. But Ambassador, if you can hear me, two things. I think the first is that you broke a record tonight, because this is my 6th Ubuntu Awards. And what happens is, because this is such a prestigious award, the OR Tambo Lifetime Achievement Award, there's a video that gives context of the credibility and the years. But no, the comrades love you, because no one was igama lama kosigazima. Well, like video igama
lama.
So Ambassador, you are loved, you are appreciated. Malibongwe, Malibongwe, Malibongwe. You are indeed loved, and thank you once again. Congratulations to you, Ambassador. Now, as of course Clement has mentioned, congratulations to all the winners, ladies and gentlemen. There's still lots more to come, though, if I have to say so myself. Beautiful music from Judith Sepoma, Mikasa, Zakes Bantuini. They're all here to make sure that you get down on the circle. You see the square? It's actually a circle. Open the circle when they get here. In the meantime, though, we'll be back soon. Enjoy yourselves, mingle a bit. Judith Supramama will be coming on stage in just a moment. But of course, Clement and I will be right back, right?
We'll be back.
Yeah.
Enjoy your dinner.
Enjoy. We'll be back.